Quantum Change. I'm Natasha Williams and I'm a life transformation specialist. And what I want to discuss with you today is what on earth does it mean to raise consciousness? What is all that about? And when I talk to people about it, they nod their head wisely, but they don't actually have a clue what I'm talking about. So I thought today that I would share that with you. So first of all, what I want to explain is that there are three bodies that direct our lives. You have an emotional body, a mental body, and a spiritual body. So our emotional body's job is actually just to let us know when something is off. It's a feeling we get, something's not right yet. We might feel hurt, somebody said something bad. We get angry, we get sad. And it's kind of like a flag to notify us of when something is out of order. The problem is what people go do is they act out on the feeling, and they go and try and get rid of the feeling rather than what's underlying it, which is that something is out of order. So it's not getting caught up in the story of what the feeling's trying to tell you, but rather just become aware, say, hey, I got it. This is what's wrong, and then you move on. And so you let it go. So the other body is your mental body, and the mental body is your brain. It's your mind that just delivers thoughts. That's its job. It never switches off. It constantly is thinking. It's got thoughts coming in all day long, and even when you're sleeping, you have dreams. Now, there are two different types of thoughts that we have. We have thoughts that are based on memories, on things that are in the past, of things that need to keep you going through the day, your to-do list, your work, what so-and-so said, what happened to you as a child. All of these experiences that help you navigate this thing called life. It's all of the memories that your brain is using to help you get through certain experiences based on how it worked out in the past. It's constantly updating its information, and it's constantly using your emotional guidance as a way to keep knowing what was a good experience and a bad experience. And the other type of thought you have is inspiration. And those are thoughts that come out of somewhere that's not of this place. And you'll normally have those thoughts when your mind isn't full, when it's not full of clutter. You'll be wide awake, but you'll be driving, you'll kind of be like drifting off. It's when your brain is in a theta state, or even a beta state. That's when the ideas come to you. That is why a lot of people talk about meditation. Now the problem is, if you are in a meditative state, and I discussed this in my last blog post, when you are in a meditative state and your mind is just thinking all the time, all it's going to do is jump from one thing to the next, and you'll end up following those thoughts and getting stuck in them rather than just noticing. Those are just thoughts that are happening. They're happening and you're just witnessing them. So the third body that we have is the spiritual body. And the spiritual body is the silent witness. It's the electricity that powers up your body, that comes into your body, that directs your life, that is there to help you fulfill your destiny or your life purpose. And it will silently bring situations, events, people, circumstances to you in order for you to grow and heal and let go. And if you don't learn from those experiences, they will keep repeating themselves. So what happens is, when you are of a low consciousness level, then you will be fluctuating from one emotional state to another. You'll be acting out on your emotions because your emotional state is very slow and it's moving slowly. So you will find it's like a wave. So like a sound wave it goes either big or it goes fast. So light waves are also slow moving or fast. Red is a very slow wave, whereas purple is a very fast frequency wave. Now when you are in a low frequency vibration of, let's say, shame or guilt, you're fluctuating and you are moving very slowly, you don't have a lot of energy. Where maybe you're in a high energy state, you're feeling enlightened, you're feeling joyful, happy, it's a very light vibrational state and you are moving fast. So what happens when you're moving fast is you are still experiencing those emotional states, but you are integrating them. You realize that there's good and bad in life and everything is working together. Where when you're in a lower state, you're only tending to see the one side of things. And as you become more aware, as you become more conscious, that's basically what consciousness means, is a raised awareness. You start using your intellectual part of your brain, which is here in your frontal lobe. It's the front part of your brain where your higher processing levels are. You're operating from that part of your mind that is getting the connections. You're starting to literally join the dots and go and have these aha moments because you are lighting up the neural pathways in your brain. Now, people that are in a lower consciousness state of vibration, they're operating from the lower part of their brain, which is by the base stem of your brain, and that's your amygdala, which is just basically your primal response, which is fight, flight, freeze. And so you will just go there and immediately just start reacting to how you're feeling, and your response to people will be, but this is how I've always been, this is how it is. I'm not willing to grow, I'm not willing to learn, I'm not willing to change. And why they're doing that is because it's safe. It's the ego thinking that if I stay like this and I protect my boundaries, I'm going to be safe. The truth is, what is actually keeping you safe is your spirit. Your spirit is the thing that's guiding you behind the scenes, silently watching, silently creating whatever it is that you're looking for. And if you don't trust your spirit to be there for you, then you're relying on your body and your memories to keep you getting through life. And so life will be a struggle. Life will be fighting with everybody, trying to get things done, having to do all the work, not being able to trust people, relying on other people rather than yourself and your higher guidance, because you're assuming that those people know better and that they know better than you. And the truth is, if you listened to who you are, you would know the truth of who you are. And so basically raising consciousness means you want to raise your energy vibration. So the next question is, well, how do I do that? So that's a good question. When I first started with this work and I learned this information, I read everything that I could possibly find about how to let go, because it's your emotional states that keep you low. When you release those low emotional states, that low energy, they're kind of like holding you back. It's like a magnet pulling you back. It's a low vibrational state. Now, the higher you go in a vibration, the energy will flow to where it's needed most. So people around you will tend to drain you more. And that's just an awareness thing. That is why it's critical that you surround yourself with people that are not draining you, that are actually lifting you up, that are adding value to your life and not pulling you down, because there's only so much energy that you will have to go around, and the more people there are that's sucking the energy from you, the less you will have, and eventually you'll fall back into a state of despair. So as you raise yourself in vibration, you also start to become more aware of your emotional states, more aware of the thoughts that you're having, and instead of acting on them, realize that they're just thoughts. Those thoughts are coming in. Do I want to use it? Do I not want to use it? What is my spirit trying to tell me when it brings this thought into me? Or is it just a memory that's come up that's just on repeat that I actually haven't even looked at? So all you need to actually do, and this is what took me years to figure out, and it's so obvious, is just to let go. And letting go means not holding on. That's all it means. So if I have an emotional state, there are days that I might wake up and I'm feeling down and I don't know why. And maybe I had a dream. Maybe it's something that triggered something in my mind, or a memory that my brain had of something. And then I just realize, oh, this is what my body's doing. It's feeling down. Something must have triggered it, but I don't take it personally. And after a while, it wears off. You know that it is impossible for you to hold on to a negative thought or a positive thought. It's also impossible to hold on to a negative emotion or a positive emotion. In fact, the minute you try and go into the negative emotion and hold on to it, something will trigger you to say, hey, but I don't need to hold on to this. And that is where you start making those connections, where you start joining the dots and realizing all it really is just my perception. And as you grow and as you elevate in consciousness, your journey starts unfolding. And you learn more and more. There's no such thing as no learning. I always used to think, well, when I know it all, then I'll be happy. But actually, it's a journey. You're never ever going to know it all. And it's when you have the realizations that you are feeling so great, that you are feeling so alive, that you are feeling that this is what the journey is actually about. It's about the process of discovery. And you cannot discover when you are trying to make your world smaller. You can only grow and discover when you're making yourself open to those things. And it doesn't mean you have to go and turn your whole life around. All it just means is that you are going to look at the world through new eyes. And I hope that helps you today. I don't want to overwhelm you with information. I will continue on this topic. Please, if you like what you've heard, if you got any value out of it, please share with your friends, your family, and even better, subscribe to my channel. That way I can keep giving you more insight and more valuable information. I hope this helps. Have an awesome week.